Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's Benedict here again from BJ Learn. And in this class, I want us to talk about a simple pivot table and simple pivot chart. So we want to see how we can create simple pivot tables and simple pivot charts. So first, we need to know what is a pivot table. So a pivot table is just an interactive table that allows you to quickly summarize large amount of data. So within that pivot table, you can group, you can filter, you can rearrange data without changing the original data set. And then pivot chart is a visual representation of the pivot table. So assuming that whatever I have in my screen is a large amount of data set. So we want to just assume that this is a large amount of data set. So we want to group them and we want to quickly summarize them. So we have a table here for type of fruits. We have uh, 5 columns. We have type of fruits, unit price, quantity, a weekend day, and total amount. So we want to do a pivot table to summarize the data and create also a simple pivot chart. So first, what we need to do, because this is a table, it is a table as you can see it, but we need to give it a table name. So first we need to select the whole data by pressing down Control and Shift buttons down, and we press the downward arrow to select the values downwards, and then we also press the arrow to the left to select all the values across, and then we press again Control T to make this a table. Control T. So this is not working. Let's see what is not there. Maybe the table is already there. Okay, fine, it's already a table, but let's assume it wasn't a table. So let me just click inside and take it back as if it were not changed to a table. So I'll come here to table design, then I want to convert to range, and I click OK. So apparently it is not a table per se, though we can see rows and columns. So what we'll do here, we'll select the whole table and then press Ctrl T to make it a table. Then we click yes, and we make sure that we tick this box to make my table has headers. Then we want to rename it. So now apparently I think it has been named table 4. So we want to name it fruits table. So let's name it table 2. Then that's okay. So now when you come here, you can get fruits table 2, which is this. So after having created this as a table, now we need to create a pivot table. So we'll click on this table, or we can just highlight it again. We can as well go to where we have the naming box. Then we click here fruits table 2, so it is selected. Then we go to insert. So we want to insert, so we want to create a pivot table. So we'll come here and click pivot table. Then here we can choose whether we want it to be on a new sheet or we want it to be on the existing sheet. So I will select new sheet. Then we click OK. So this is our pivot table 2, but we've not added our various fields. So on my right hand side, we have pivot table fields. These ones here are pivot table fields. and then down here we have filters, we have columns, we have rows, and we have values. So the rows will give us the values that we are supposed to put within the rows, and the columns also we need to know what should fall under the columns. So first, I want the type of fruits to be placed within the rows. So I will drag type of fruits, drag and drop under rows. So now you can see we have the row labels, we have apple, banana, and all that. Then I want to drag a weekday. So when I take you back to where we had the pivot, rather the table, you can see under weekday column, we have Sunday, we have Friday, and we also have Saturday. So we have 3 days within that weekend day. So those days I want them to appear as columns within my pivot table. So I will drag this weekday and drop under columns. So you can see now we have Sunday, we have Friday, Saturday, and then we also have grand total. And then instead of using quantity, I just want a total amount. So you can use total amount and drop under values, or you can also use a quantity and drag and drop under values. But in my case, I want to use a total amount, so I will drag this and drop under values. So this is a summary of our pivot table. So that's how to create a simple pivot table. So this is just a very simple pivot table. So when we don't want when you don't want to see the total grand total, there's a way you can do away with this. But first, let's try to create a pivot chart. So to create a pivot chart, we'll click inside this pivot table and again go to insert tab. We click insert tab, then we can click on this recommended charts, or we can select these charts that are here. We have sparkline charts, we have charts, and then you also have filters, but we want to create charts. So I will come here and click the readily available recommended charts. So I click this one, will give me various types of charts, but in our case I want to use a clustered column chart. So we have various charts under column charts. We have this, the first one. The second one is stacked column chart. We also have 100% stacked. We have 3D clustered. We have 3D stacked. We have 3D 100% stacked. We also have 3D column. So we can choose any, but I want the first one, clustered column chart. Then I will click OK. So here we've created a simple chart. So on my right hand side, we still have pivot chart fields. So I can try to minimize it a bit. Let me just try to put this one here. So within my chart, we can also do some simple formatting. So I want to do away with this these fields, like now the weekday, the sum, total, the type of fruits. I want to remove this from this chart. So I will right click. First I need to click on these fields, then I will right click, then I want to come here where we have hide all field buttons. We have hide value field buttons on chart, hide all field buttons on chart, or remove field, but I just want to hide field button on chart. So I will click this. So they have gone. So on the chart we have type of fruits, and then we also have this bars showing um, the total amount uh, within a given weekday. Like now we have apple. So apple on Friday we had this value here. So what we need to do is to add we need to add the chart labels. So first we need to click on these columns. These are column charts. We need to click on these columns. So the first one is for this should be for Friday. So I will click on this one, then right click, then I will click here where we have drop down menu. I will click add data labels. So this one you can see the first one is 16, the next one is 30.25, that one is 42.5. For this one is now for Friday, just for Apple. So when you check, you can see the values that we have. Friday, when you check Apple, Friday Apple, we have 16.5. No, this is Sunday. Friday we have yes, the first one is Sunday, not Friday. So we have 16.5, followed by 2.5, which is here, the one that we have down here. Then we follow it by 30.25, which is here. So let's try to do the values for Friday. So I will come and click on this orange column, then right click. So when I click on this orange column, you can see we have all the columns with orange color highlighted. So I will right click on this orange column again, then add data labels. So now we have the labels. Again, I will right click on this one, grade. So now this one is for Saturday. Right click again, then add labels. So let me try to expand this a bit. Let me just try to put it down here. Put it down here and expand it. Okay. So within this table, we can also add, we can still do other formatting. We can here is a legend. So the legend will give us the names of the columns. Like now we have Sunday, Friday, Saturday. So we can bring it down here. We can just right click on this legend, and then click down here where we have format legend, and then we want on my right hand side we want to bring it down bottom. So when I click bottom, you can see it is down here. Again, we can also make it more visible by clicking on the legend, then we go to home tab. We make this color black. We can also make them bold to make it more visible. The same, we can click on the chart again. We go to format, go to format tab. We want to make the outline to have a different color. Can choose let's try to choose this dark red color. Now you can see the outside color of the chart. And again, we can format. We can use various formatting tools to format the chart, but that's not what we want to do. So now I want to give the chart a title. I will click on this chart. I will click on the chart. I will right click on the chart. Then I want to, we can change the chart type. We can also select that, save it as a template. So there are a lot of things we can do in this chart. But again, we can also use available charts that are readily available. So I will just come here and click on this chart. I'll come to chart design. So here we have various charts that we can choose from. I can pick this. I can also choose this one. You see, when I click on a given chart, our chart also changes. I can choose this. I can also pick this. I can pick here. When I want more, I'll come here and I'll scroll down, choose a different one. I can choose this, or I can go back to the original that we had, or I can just undo. Control Z. to undo to go back to my original chart. So again, I can click on this chart again, go to format, now go to design. Then I want to add title to our chart. Adding title, I just click a chart title. Then I want it above the chart. So this is the chart title. You can write something here. Type of fruits. Or you can say weekend days sales. Then even the chart title as well can also be formatted. I can click on this chart, come to home tab, then change the color to black, make it red. Can change the font style. Can use Calibri. Can change the font size to 20. Okay, can still come again to this chart, click on design, click on add chart element. Down here I want to use grid lines. So grid lines, we have major, primary and all that. I want to use minor grid lines. Then you see how the chart changes. So there's quite a lot you can do within this chart by just using this design and format. So that was just a simple it was a simple pivot chart and a simple pivot table. So we've said that a pivot table is interactive table that allows you to quickly summarize a large amount of data. So you can group, filter, rearrange data without altering the original data set. Then the pivot chart is just a representation of the pivot table. So this chart represents what we have here. So we can also filter. We said we can also filter. So I can come here again. I can just try to choose only the few type of fruits that I want. So I can choose apple, banana, and grapes. Then click OK to see how the chart changes. Again, I can come back here where we have the column labels. Instead of having all the weekend days, I can decide just to have Friday and Saturday. Then click OK. So you see how the chart changes. So it is an interactive table that allows you to quickly summarize large amount data and without changing the original data set. So that was about a simple pivot chart and simple pivot table. So we'll stop at that. When we come back again, we'll talk about a different topic in Excel. So thanks a lot for watching, and let's meet in the next